Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. Welcome to day 408. The House Select Committee tasked with investigating the January 6th insurrection says Trump violated multiple laws in his attempt to overturn the 2020 election. In a major release of its findings filed in federal court late Wednesday night, the committee alleges that Trump and his allies engaged in, quote, a criminal conspiracy to defraud the United States, end quote, and that Trump himself violated multiple laws by trying to block Congress from certifying the results of the election. In 16 accompanying exhibits, the panel showcased testimony that it received from key figures in Trump world. The release of the findings is part of a legal effort meant to force John Eastman, a Trump attorney who played a crucial role in crafting Trump's strategy to subvert the 2020 election, to turn over thousands of emails that the committee believes connect various elements of the scheme. Eastman says turning over the emails would violate attorney-client privilege, but the panel says Eastman's privilege claim was potentially voided by the crime-fraud exception, which says communications are not protected if an attorney is found to be assisting their client in the commission of a crime. The committee has no authority to initiate criminal proceedings. Meanwhile, Trump's former Attorney General William Barr said Trump became enraged after he was told that his claims of election fraud were nonsense. Barr says Trump asked him to attend a meeting in Trump's private dining room in the White House on December 1st after the Associated Press published an interview during which Barr said there was no evidence of any widespread voter fraud in the 2020 election. During the meeting, Trump was, quote, asking about different theories, and I had the answers. I was able to tell him this was wrong because of this, Barr said. Barr says he offered to resign because Trump was, quote, obviously getting very angry about this, end quote, and then Trump slammed his hand on the table and accepted Barr's offer. Barr added, quote, and then, boom, he slapped it again. Accepted. Go home. Don't go back to your office. Go home. You're done, end quote. Barr is publishing a forthcoming book about his tenure in the Trump administration. Moving on, Biden accused Texas Governor Greg Abbott of, quote, government overreach at its worst, end quote, for investigating the parents of trans children who are going through the gender confirmation process. Quote, like so many anti-transgender attacks proliferating in states across the country, Biden said, Abbott's actions, quote, callously threaten to harm children and their families just to score political points, end quote. Biden also said his administration is taking steps to protect transgender children in Texas, including inviting families to contact the Civil Rights Office at Health and Human Services if they've been, quote, targeted by a child welfare investigation because of this discriminatory gubernatorial order, end quote. And finally, the White House imposed new sanctions against 8 Russian oligarchs and members of their families. Biden said the new sanctions are in response to Russia's escalation and indiscriminate bombing of Ukraine. Biden said the goal of the sanctions is to, quote, maximize the impact on Putin and Russia, end quote, by maintaining the, quote, strongest unified economic campaign on Putin in all history, end quote. As a result of the sanctions, the individuals and their families will be cut off from the United States financial system, and all of their assets and property in the U.S. will be frozen or blocked from use. And in the polls, 50% of American voters say they prefer Biden's tax plan over 2 prominent alternative proposals from the GOP, while 19% say they're unsure which plan they prefer. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.